Good morning, Jenna. Good morning, Angelina. Good morning, Marie. Good morning, Jenna, Jenny, everybody. I wasn't sure if I said Jenna or Jenny. But good morning, everybody. I was just sitting here listening to the birds. I don't know if you can hear them. But that means something, doesn't it? It means we are coming to the end of February almost. There's only 28 days in February. So I think that's like a gift because it's like we get 2 extra days before March. 2 less days before we actually get into something like a March. March just feels so much better than a February. So welcome to the MyTarot morning reflection and chance for me to ramble. This is where we get a chance to remind ourselves to like listening to the cards, like they're the sounds of the ocean, and taking that breath. A reminder to try and look on the bright side of life. We were just talking, I haven't seen Life of Brian in so long. We are literally going to have to sit down and watch that movie again. And if you haven't seen that movie and you do watch it, don't hold it against me. So, but this is where we get a chance to get a reminder to take our breath. Get a reminder to put our feet flat on the floor, roll our ankles, because that feels so good. Checking in with the butt doing the kitty dance. Where's my shoulders? And the neck. That feels good. Preparing for the weekend where I'm going to do a smaller class. I had a number of people in the last class, but this one here, it's going to be a smaller room at a Brand Art. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm teaching tarot to a small group. It's actually, I really like that interaction. Angelina's like, love Monty Python. Yeah. So every Easter we watch, or we used to watch, like I said, I haven't watched it in a few years. We used to watch Life of Brian as our Easter movie. So, taking that breath. So, again, welcome to the MyTarot Morning Reflection Daily Inventory. This is where the universe can hold up a mirror, ask us what do we see, and we can use the tarot for that reflection. It's a chance to let that light switch click on where we can just like go to a different state for a few minutes. And we can all relate to the cards. So actually, I think a cool class would be tarot, all the other things. And we can talk about spreads. We can talk about how to shuffle, different ways of shuffling. That just popped in my head. Like a small freebie class. So, actually, I just might do that. So, what am I doing here? I'm going to make our 3 stacks. Each one a different thread going out to the universe. It's like each one's a different thought or idea. And if we believe in the multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path. Because this stack will go down one path. This stack's a totally different conversation from this one. And the question is, using our intuition, relaxing, breathing, which stack do we want to choose? And today I think we'll go with the middle stack, or what I like to think of as what's right at the heart, what's right at the center of things. So I'm going to do our 3 in 1. And I'm going to flip each card over one at a time like we're reading the pages of a book. And the first card is the Tower. Ooh. But you can tell with this deck that I use reversals. So look at this. Oh, that's so horrible. Look at this. People falling out of the skies, fire, death, destruction. And I mean, that's not just a simple fall out of a tower. That's like they are just. Here we have somebody that looks like the element of fire. Here we have somebody looking like the element of water. And it's like, that's a cliff, man. That is something right there, isn't it? Whew. So, if this is Hollywood, we know what they would say. Welcome, this is the Tower of Destruction. This is all the bad things that are going to happen to us. You can expect earthquakes. You can expect a plague of locusts. All these. But that's not really true, is it? So with the tower, I like to refer back to the original name of this card, which was La Maison Dieu, the House of God. And most of you all know the question that I'll probably ask here, but when this pops up, it's a good way to start a conversation with somebody sitting across us. And it's a good way to start a conversation with ourselves right now, because this is asking us to reflect on something. So that question is, what's the one thing that hurts worse than a lie? So this is kind of asking us for the spread this morning, because this is a major card, to maybe look a little bit deeper, a little bit beyond the veil, because the one thing that generally hurts worse than a lie can be the truth, because the truth can bring down kingdoms, it can destroy families. So today, it's about seeing things, looking for the truth, because as I explained to somebody sitting in front of me, it's like we have an option. Would we prefer not for this lightning struck tower, for this light of truth to hit us? I mean, we can choose to live within the lie, choose to live ignoring the truth, or if the tower comes down because we face the truth, then we can build a solid foundation. So, and when this is reversed, reversal doesn't just mean like it's the opposite, right? It's one of those things where it can be a revelation, it can be a unblocking, it can be. So this is one of those things when it's reversed that we're aware. It's not that there's some things that in our lives, it's like we should change. We're aware of it. We know that this is negative. We're just not ready to let go of it. We're not ready to face the truth. So the question is this morning is, what is it that we're ignoring that we know is not healthy? What is it we're ignoring that we know is not healthy? That we know is not healthy. It could be anything from our diet, because what's the end result of that? Is heart attack. Not eating healthy can lead to health things. Is it something in our house? We are neglecting the fact that our roof needs tiling, because once it starts leaking, it's going to destroy the ceiling. So it's one of those things where it could be something small that becomes major. It's a mosquito that becomes a bear. So let's see what the next card is. We have the King of Swords. So, court cards, they are not male or female. They're masculine energy, feminine energy. Kings are us when we are what? We're adulting. We're doing the things that we need to get done around the house. We take care of that roof if it's leaking, because we see the little spot that starts to happen in our ceiling, or we hear the drip, or the king sees things. And the King of Swords. Swords are the element of air. Swords are our what? Thoughts, our ideas, and sometimes our anxiety. But sometimes when we're stressed out, we are the King of Swords reversed, and we just don't have the spoons to do it right now. So this is one of those things where we see what's going on. We just don't have the spoons. We're tired. We got too many other things going on. So it's difficult to add another thing to that list. So what do we do? Well, if we take a moment this morning like we're doing, feet flat on the floor. We're listening to each other. We're contemplating now the things around us. It's like, you know, what's the old saying? There's nothing so bad that it can't get worse. And I don't mean this in a negative way, per se. What I'm saying is that we all have only so many spoons in our drawers. We all have these things that it's easier to not see. We have built-in forgetters. We all have this. So when we have the moon card, which is our second major now, the moon card is being willing to walk through and beyond those shadows. So twilight is just that. Twilight is when the sun is going down and the moon is coming up. Twilight is when we're not really seeing things clearly, so we have to trust our intuition. We want to get between these two towers, but do we want to be afraid? As the analogy I like to use is that when it's just getting dark out and you're starting to walk down this path and you see a shadow, you have to ask yourself, is that shadow a log, or is that something that's going to jump out and attack me? So we create that anxiety. But we know that if it's daylight, we would just see that it's a log, right? But this is twilight. This is when we're walking through and we have the anxieties. And so sometimes instead of even, instinctually we know, intuitively we know that's a log. But sometimes we're like, you know what, maybe I'll come back during the day. And we never quite make it through. So today it's one of those things where, what are those things that we might be avoiding, ignoring, that maybe we need to do our meditation on to say, you know what, it's time to take care of. So that's kind of the question that we ask ourselves. What is it that it's time to take care of? So let's see what the final card is here, which is our advice card. Look at this. So I'll just point out like I always do. When you have 78 cards, only 22 are majors. The other cards, the minors, those are day-to-day cards. Welcome to a Wednesday. But we have 3 majors here. Majors are the destiny cards that we pay attention to. So the strength card. So what is it that we have not been taking care of? What is it that we've been avoiding? The strength card. This is where we find that extra spoon. When I say that we don't have enough spoons, we dig a little bit deeper in the drawer and we find those 3 old tarnished spoons. You even forgot that you had them. But they are there. So this is where we dig a little bit deeper. We listen to what we're discussing this morning. We meditate a little bit on it. And we make that decision. So this is about seeing what it is that we are truly trying to avoid. And this card is about making that decision. And I just want to point out that it's reversal, reversal, upright, upright. So it is a path. We take our first step. We don't like it. We take a next step. We don't like it. We choose to look at the shadows for what they are. Then we dig for those extra spoons. So, again with that one, I hope we all have that amazing, amazing, amazing day. And just kind of contemplating what is it that we can do that would be positive is what it comes down to. What is it that we're avoiding? But if we do it, just think about the end result. The roof gets patched. We don't get that stain. We fix that leak. Yeah, we fix that leak and we stop spending the extra money. Or the pipe doesn't break and fill up our, basement. We change the oil in the car even though we haven't wanted to. It's the small things again. So with that, thank you again. Take care. And I hope everybody has that amazingly, amazing, great day. Thank you.
Stars in the sky.